Does Jason Kidd have the secret sauce for the Mavericks during the 25-26 NBA season? That's what we're discussing here on Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. Welcome into the show. Jeffrey Cooperstein here with you guys. And I think that Mavs head coach Jason Kidd is severely underrated and underappreciated by not only Mavericks fans, but fans around the NBA as well. I think he could be really, really good for this, especially this Mavericks team this season. Rate Jason Kidd as a coach for me, though, down in the comment section to get today's show started. Do you think he's an elite head coach? If you think he is, go ahead and type somewhere in the 90 to 100 range. Do you think he absolutely sucks? Go type a low number down there in the comment section. Rate Jason Kidd as a coach. Look, like I said, I think he's severely underrated, to be honest with you, and I think he's done a pretty damn good job, all things considered, during his Mavericks tenure. He's had to deal with a lot of shit in his time with the Mavericks, and heading into year 5 with the team, now that it's constructed in the way that he wants to play his basketball, I think that this team could really take off under his leadership. And one of his most important qualities is he gets the big personalities to not only not subside, but he gets them to buy in, and he gets them to believe in what Kidd is trying to practice and preach. And that's not limited to just the likes of Kyrie Irving, who I somehow left off this list, but he has managed a lot of personalities and coached a lot of star personalities throughout his coaching career. Let's throw it all the way back to the Brooklyn Nets, where he had the likes of ISO Joe, Darren Williams, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett. And of course, Pierce and KG were on the latter stages of their careers and weren't playing nearly as much as they would in their primes. But Giannis Antetokounmpo, a key figure who we'll talk about here in just a few moments. Of course, LeBron and Luka, Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, and now Cooper Flagg. What Jason Kidd has that all of these guys respect is high basketball IQ. His basketball IQ is one of the highest probably in the history of this world. Jason Kidd is a highly, highly intelligent basketball mind. He was as a player and as a coach as well. And he's not a perfect head coach by any means, but I do think that these superstars are able to relate to Kidd because they know that he has been in their position before. So it's certainly a positive that he has in his pocket, that he's able to not only relate and speak to these guys, but knows how to handle them as well. And we can go to that Giannis Antetokounmpo quote and see what he had to say about Jason Kidd. And Giannis has been he's spoken very highly of Kidd throughout his career. He said, he was a big part of my success. He trusted me. He put the ball in my hands. He motivated me on a daily basis. He pushed me to be great and not to be mediocre. I was 19 when he came in and said he was going to put the ball in my hands. And this is absolutely true. And Giannis has said this multiple times that J. Kidd was a big part of why Giannis is who he is right now. He helped develop his ball handling skills and his basketball IQ to the point where he made him more or less a point forward. Like Giannis coming into the league, yeah, he was able to handle it a little bit and he had some talent on the offensive end, but Kidd really helped him develop that and turned him into this absolute monster that we know right now. And I'm not going to give Jason Kidd 100% of the credit for what Giannis is, which is, a top 20 player of all time, so to speak. But is he credited somewhat with his development? Absolutely. And it's not just Giannis that had this as well. LeBron James has constantly sung Jason Kidd's praises when he was an assistant coach with the Lakers, when they were on Team USA together with the Redeem team. And when the Mavericks hired Kidd to replace Rick Carlisle, LeBron said it was a fantastic hire and he wished all the best to J. Kidd. And every time the Mavericks and Lakers play, you see those guys dapping each other up after the game. Like, those are guys who have a lot of respect for each other. And when LeBron James, the second greatest player of all time, respects you as a basketball mind and as a coach, you know you're doing something right. And Luka Doncic as well. Obviously, those two had their differences, and there were some times where they butted heads, and there were some things that Kidd didn't agree with what Luka was doing and vice versa. But all in all, Luka absolutely respected Jason Kidd's basketball acumen, and they had a good working relationship together where Kidd was able to hold Luka accountable on the basketball court for the most part, and Luka respected it because he knows that Kidd was an NBA champion. He knows what it takes to lead a team from that point guard position. So there are countless examples of NBA superstars and Hall of Famers who respect Jason Kidd, and I think it's time that Mavericks fans really get on the same page and give Kidd the respect he deserves. And not to mention the current star of the Dallas Mavericks, Anthony Davis and Jason Kidd, have a great relationship and was one of the heavy factors as to why Anthony Davis was excited to be a Dallas Maverick when that trade originally happened. So hopefully they're able to blossom that relationship this season, and God willing, Anthony Davis can end up staying healthy, and the Mavericks could be in line for a very good season with everyone on the same page. Like, when the star players and the coaches are on the same page, usually your team's going to be pretty good. Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, and Jason Kidd are all on the same page here. Hopefully, those guys can stay healthy. Kyrie can come back and stay healthy, and the Mavs could be in for something pretty special this season. I do want to shout out a new feature that YouTube started rolling out here in the last couple of weeks or so, and it's called Hype. You see it there on the right side of your screen. If you either click that button or you go to the comment section if you're watching a YouTube video on your phone and you swipe left on a comment, you can hit that Hype button and you can help us climb the Hype leaderboard on YouTube. So I wanted to try it out here on today's show. Go hit the Hype button for me, and hopefully the more people we get to hit the Hype button, the more people will see this video, more views, more subscribers we can get, and we can make this the biggest Mavericks community right here on YouTube. So go hype this video up if you like what you're seeing. Appreciate all of your guys' support. And another thing I think in Jason Kidd's corner that he has, it's not talked about enough, the job that he did last season with the Dallas Mavericks. I think the Mavs getting to the play-in after everything that happened with the injury crisis, with the trades, and with all of that just craziness surrounding the Mavs, them getting to the play-in was a fantastic job. Like, that team easily could have quit at the end of February and said, yeah, we're not playing anymore. We're going to try to tank, and we're going to try to lose games to get a better draft pick. Well, it ended up working out because the Mavericks won the lottery, got the number 1 overall pick. But the way he was able to keep the team together, he was able to get them to still play hard, and he was able to basically will them to the postseason, I thought was a very admirable job by Jason Kidd. And now you look at this Mavericks roster, it is tailor-made for the head coach of the Mavs. Jason Kidd, throughout his tenure with the Mavs, has always preached that he wants to be a defensive first team. And once you figure out defense, the offense will come. Now, the offense is going to be difficult to come by without your best offensive player in Kyrie Irving for the first half of the season. But boy, the defense going to be pretty damn staunchy with the likes of Cooper Flagg, Anthony Davis, and PJ Washington out on the wings. You have the rim protector in Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford. You have the wings off the bench in Najee Marshall and Max Christie and Caleb Martin, who are all excellent defensive players. This team is built for how Jason Kidd wants to play basketball. And whether you like it or not, like, they are building it in their image. And I think that they could be a pretty solid squad if everything falls in line and they buy in to what Jason Kidd is preaching in practice and in the film room and throughout games. Because if you can win playing defensive basketball, then this team has a chance to win pretty big. I want you guys to discuss. I asked you to rate Jason Kidd as a coach to start off today's show. Now tell me this. Is he a top 10 head coach in the NBA today? If you think he is, type Y for yes. If you don't, type N for no. We also have a fantastic deal for you guys. If you want a custom Mavs jersey, we have them right now for 50% off. They were $75, or they were $150. Now they are $75. When you get to chatsports.com/Mavs jersey, you can go get yours today. Any name, any number. Be quick because sizes are running out quickly. One more time, chatsports.com/Mavs jersey. That link will be in the comments and description of today's show. Go get hooked up today before they run out. Couple of important dates that are coming up on the Mavericks calendar that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Training camp begins on September 30th up in Vancouver, British Columbia. The Mavericks' second straight year doing training camp outside of Texas. Last year they did it in Las Vegas. Hopefully they have a different result where, Dante Exum doesn't break his wrist in training camp. That would be fantastic. And then they come home for the preseason opener on October 6th. That one will be at Dickies Arena in Fort Worth against the Oklahoma City Thunder and the defending champs. And then just 2 weeks after that, the season opener between the Dallas Mavericks and the San Antonio Spurs for the third consecutive season. The Battle of I-35 commences to start the NBA regular season. I cannot wait for this. It is just a few short weeks away from real hoops being played. It's been fun keeping up with Eurobasket. It's been fun going over the news and rumors of the offseason. But now, can we just get to the freaking games? I'm tired of the offseason. I'm ready for the regular season, and I want to go on this journey with you guys. We're here in just a couple of weeks. Mavs basketball is almost back. And a couple more items on Jason Kidd before we get out of here. Congrats to Jason Kidd and the Redeem Team. The Redeem Team was elected to the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. The 2008 Olympic team, Team USA, what, for my money, the most dominant NBA team, or the most dominant team, period, ever assembled. You had LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Kobe Bryant, Jason Kidd, Dwight Howard, Chris Paul. I mean, so many Hall of Famers and superstars on that team came together to win gold after losing it in the 2004 Olympics. And Kidd was the captain of that team. He was the point guard and the captain of that squad. So Jason Kidd is now a two-time Hall of Famer because in 2018, he was elected as a player, and now the Redeem Team goes in. Not many people can say they're two-time Hall of Famers. I think that was pretty cool. And then to round out today's show, Jason Kidd and the Mavericks formally announced their coaching staff, and we knew most of this, and we covered this throughout the offseason of the guys that will be on this staff. You have the likes of Frank Vogel, who's going to be that lead assistant, Jay Triano, longtime NBA assistant, interim head coach as well. Popeye Jones, the father of Seth Jones, a Stanley Cup champion and former Dallas Maverick. He was on the Denver Nuggets staff for a long time. Phil Handy, a well-respected development coach. He's going to be Kyrie's right-hand man after Shamgod departed the Mavericks for the Orlando Magic. Mike Penberthy was on the Lakers staff as well, and Josh Brokammer has been here for a while. So there's a lot of new faces on this team, but a lot of faces that should be familiar to not only Jason Kidd, but Mavericks fans as well. So I think it's a staff that has a ton of experience and a staff that should bring the best out of this Dallas Mavericks team. I'm very excited to see what Jason Kidd and company has in store for us this year. That will do it for today's show, guys. I appreciate you for tuning in to Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. And, of course, if anything happens surrounding the Dallas Mavericks, you know where to find it. It's right here at youtube.com/MavsTV.